Yeah, there's some article that came out that said that scientifically Sinister is the scariest film ever made.
No.
Y'all have seen
Suspiria
3 films.
2018 is the scariest film ever made in the world.
You always. What's up? Welcome to Smores Indoors and the most unique movie collector interview series here on YouTube. The Collector's Inquisition. I almost forgot what the name of the show was. I've done this twice tonight and I forgot. My name is Corey, your host, and I am here tonight with a very special guest. Awesome collection out there in the 4K Bluetooth community. He is... I say the man, the myth, the legend. It is Tony from Basement Blues. Tony, what's up?
Hey, Corey. How's it going?
It's good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Appreciate you asking me to be a part of this. You had some great guests so far.
No, definitely. I'm happy to have you. Hope you have a fun time tonight.
Yeah.
And hope everyone in the chat has a fun time tonight to check out this interview. I know most people probably know you, but I always give everyone on the show a chance here to talk about their channel a little bit, so have at it.
Yep, so I'm Tony. I've been collecting physical media since the late 80s. I love collecting. I'm a little obsessive about it at times, but you can find me over on YouTube on my channel. I do videos each week, and I post a lot on Instagram, some on TikTok, and on Twitter.
Awesome. Now, tell me if I'm incorrect here, but you kind of had it started out, like your channel started out kind of toys, right? Is that true?
It did. Yeah. My name used to be Toy Collector because I was collecting toys back when my kids were younger. But I really enjoy the movies the most. So That's what my focus has been on for the past few years.
Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Are you prepared for this 25 question Inquisition tonight?
Yep.
All right. It's been a funny experience because we've done a few of these now, and most everyone after the show tells me, it was a little tougher on them than they thought it was going to be. So hopefully it's not too bad for you. But we'll get it started with number one here. What is your first number for tonight?
I just thought I would go ahead and just start with number one. So number one would be my first.
Fair enough. What was the first DVD you bought?
The first DVDs that I was buying were the TV shows on DVD. And so the very first DVD I bought from Circuit City, and that was Seinfeld seasons 1 and 2, the combo pack.
Okay.
I'm a big TV watcher, of course. And when they were releasing all these TV shows, I was hoarding them up.
Okay. I've noticed there's kind of some inconsistency when they put TV shows out on DVD. Sometimes it's just DVD. Sometimes it's both of you. Has it been a problem for you here in the past few years?
Yeah, it's really died down a lot. They used to do really good packaging back, 2008, 2009 when they started doing the TV shows. I noticed now that there's a lot of stacked disc and compressed disc. But yeah, I like it when they release the whole series, individual seasons.
Yeah.
Instead of releasing seasons 1 through 3, and then they forget about 4, 5, and 6, and just release the whole set after people have already spent their money on the first few seasons. They do that quite often. Yeah,
it is a problem. So, all right. So Seinfeld first time. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Number two.
Let's go with number 100.
Okay. I sense a method to your madness here.
Yeah.
So what can movie theaters do to improve the experience of going there?
So I do like going to the movie theaters. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the theaters that are in my area. One thing that does aggravate me a lot is people in their cell phones. I know that they can't keep people from bringing their cell phones in, but I kind of wish that there was someone that would keep people from being on their phones during the movie. That kind of is aggravating. It's very distracting. I like to sit in the top back of the theater. And so when I'm looking down, I see all these lights. That
Mhm.
does get aggravating. I try to go when it's not as crowded, but that does get pretty annoying.
Yeah, they don't, and I know it's a issue of staffing and stuff
Oh
sometimes, but
yeah,
they
definitely.
don't really police it very well for
Yeah, they
sure.
don't. They don't.
All right, number 3.
Let's go with number 19.
Okay, he's playing his lottery numbers now. Okay, we got the DVD. Do you remember what the first Blu-ray you ever bought was?
First Blu-ray. Yep. So Circuit City was a big deal in my area. That's where we didn't really have a Best Buy in our area. So Circuit City
Okay.
was big in the Atlanta area. And I remember getting Twister. Twister was the first Blu-ray I ever bought. I think it was back in
Okay.
2008.
Nice,
Yeah.
great movie. I just watched that the other night, actually.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we'll get a new release of that.
You know what? It was like a year ago. I swear I heard there was going to be a 4K, and then
Too. Yeah, I did
I don't
too.
know. So yeah. All right. Number 4.
Let's go with number 5.
Okay. Uh, who's your favorite actor?
Favorite actor, man. I think maybe Tom Cruise. He's got a big variety of films. I grew up in the 80s. I remember Top Gun, of course, and it's big resurgence now.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible films are good. The Last Samurai. He's had a lot of good, different kind of varieties of films. But yeah, I think Tom Cruise is still one that's continued his career pretty well. Just keeps improving.
Yeah, he definitely does have a huge variety. I think my favorite Tom Cruise movie, kind of a underrated one, is The Firm.
The Firm, yeah. I've only seen that one a couple of times.
It's a great little thriller.
Yeah, and he's grown a lot as an actor. I remember him being in The Outsiders.
Oh yeah.
Some of those little films,
Yep, definitely. All right, number 5.
How about number 74?
All right. Where is your favorite place to get away to from the stresses of life?
I like to go hiking. I live in North Georgia, and we have a lot of mountainous areas and trails. I like to just get out, get on the trail. A lot of people on the trails, they put in their earbuds and listen to music and stuff. I don't. I just go and just by myself and walk and hike and do all those things
Yeah.
just to get away from any kind of distraction. I don't get to do it as much as I used to, but I still like to get away, just going hiking. I can just go probably 15 minutes from my house. We have a lot of trails in my area, so I can just get away and do that. So I do like
Awesome.
to do that.
Just listen to the sounds of nature and
Yeah, exactly.
unplug. Yeah.
And make sure I don't run into any bears or anything.
Yeah. I like it. Number 6.
Let's do 138.
All right. Let's see here. What is your favorite winter-based movie? Like
Winter-based movie?
winter. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Man, there's a few that I can think of. I'm gonna probably say maybe like The Revenant. It's got all that snow and
Definitely.
I don't know. I just really like that. I think I watched that probably pretty recently, so that's probably why it's on my mind. But just a great story, very adventurous, revenge type film. I just think that looks really good. Beautiful in 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great choice. Number 7.
Let's go with 105.
All right. What is the scariest horror movie or horror book monster?
Scariest horror movie or book monster. Well, what came to my mind first is Pennywise, the new Pennywise
Okay.
from these newer films. To me, I think he looks pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Very sinister looking. I think Pennywise would look pretty scary if I was to bump into him in the street
On the trail.
on the
The
trail.
hiking
Oh
trail.
Lord, don't even.
He's gonna be thinking about that now. Yeah, you know, before that came out, I was kind of worried. You know, I'm like, how are you going to replace Tim Curry? But I think they
Yeah,
did a great job with it.
they did.
Made it different enough.
Exactly, and I really enjoyed the first one that they did. The second one was a little bit too long,
Hmm.
but that first one that they did, I really enjoyed that. It was a really good reimagining of the story,
Yeah.
and I thought Pennywise looked great.
Oh yeah.
Very
Definitely.
very menacing.
Yeah. All right, number 8.
Let's go with 133.
Okay. What makes a good commercial?
What makes a good commercial? I think a good commercial probably would have a good jingle, something that you can hear like on the radio and instantly know what they're talking about. So probably just a good jingle. Um, yeah, I guess is that what you're talking about? Just like
Yeah.
a commercial,
Yeah,
commercial.
definitely.
Yeah, just I guess their jingle is probably pretty good, repetitive.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I had that question a couple times pop up, and a lot of people bring up the Budweiser ads from the Super Bowl
Oh
and stuff
yeah,
like that that are really
Super Bowl commercials definitely.
yeah. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but yeah, jingles too definitely can sell a product. So
Thinking about commercials, going to the movie theaters as often as I go, there's a lot of commercials that play at the movie theater, which I
yeah,
think is pretty good. I guess getting their ad revenue in or whatever, but
sure,
some of those really stick out pretty well.
yeah, definitely. Number 9.
Let's do number 60.
Okay. Is there any moments from your past you wish you could return to?
Well, I got two sons. They're grown. They're 30 years old and 27. So I think I would probably enjoy going back to when they were little.
Yeah,
Where they like to hang out with me and stuff. When they get older,
sure,
they don't want to be around dad too much. But yeah,
right,
just going back to when my kids were little, that would be fun. Just to maybe have a day or two. Maybe go back to high school to see how things would be a little different. Just a younger. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be kind of fun just to go back, not for
yeah,
good, but just just
right,
to visit.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned your sons. I've got sons that are 22 and 19,
Oh,
and I don't know where that time went. It just flew
yeah, it
by.
really did. Yeah,
So
and
it's
you don't think about it when they're little,
no,
but the time goes by so fast, and it's like, where did the time go?
yeah, and
Yeah,
I I would probably be the same way. Like I'd like to relive some of that because it just kind of went by too fast. So
yeah, it
yeah.
did.
So all right, number 10.
Let's go with number 3.
Okay. What's your favorite comedy movie of all time?
Oh gosh, we don't really get very many good comedies anymore.
No.
I guess what comes to my mind is probably The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
I remember just laughing a lot, especially when he was, because he played all these different characters. But when he played the grandmother, she was pretty sassy and
Yeah.
said some really funny things. I remember
Oh,
that. So I'll just go with Eddie Murphy and The Nutty Professor.
the whole dinner scene is a
Oh
classic
man, that's
scene.
exactly what I think of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the little kid laughing and
Yeah.
grandpa and the grandmother, and man, it was just funny.
Yeah, definitely. A little cheap plug. Well, we're going to be having a comedy tournament coming soon to the channel, so
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to check that out.
Yeah.
Number 11.
Let's go with number 15.
Okay. What movie was filmed closest to your home?
Well, I live north of Atlanta, and there's a lot of the Marvel movies get filmed here.
Sure.
But in the area that I live in, probably about 15 miles from me, they did a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 filming.
Okay.
So they filmed a lot of that here. A lot of TV shows like Ozark gets filmed near me. But yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is probably what was the closest.
Nice. Awesome.
Of course, I didn't ever see any of that being filmed or anything. But I saw the movie, of course.
I have to give you a real quick shout out because Dan Shine in the chat, he's on a lot of our shows. He's from the Atlanta area too, and you guys
really?
both have a big collection. He hikes the trails too. You might have.
Oh wow, yeah. Yes, I'm north of Atlanta. I live near Cartersville, and we have Red Top Mountain near us and Kennesaw Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Planet CHH is out there.
Oh yeah.
You know he's a big fan. So.
Oh yeah, Christian Hannah.
All right, 12.
Okay, let's go with number 30.
Okay. Do you have any experiences with severe weather?
Oh, definitely. So we get a lot of tornadoes in our area. So we've had a lot of tornado scares, especially just recently. Probably about 3 months ago, a tornado went through our neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And did a lot of damage. And thank goodness all we had was just one tree that came down. But we do get a lot of tornadoes and power outages in our area. So I think tornadoes is probably the biggest thing in our region.
I guess it's good that you're basement blues and not second floor of the house blues.
Exactly. Yes.
Be a little riskier.
That would be a little kind of scary just to think about what could happen to all this.
Yeah, for sure. 13.
Let's go with number 7.
All right. Name a movie that is considered a classic that you have not seen.
Oh goodness. Well, I do watch a movie every single day, so I watch at least one movie a day. So I have been catching up with a lot of stuff. That's been for the past 2 years. I've been doing that, but I still haven't watched Lawrence of Arabia.
Okay.
Lawrence of Arabia. I think it's a really long movie, maybe like 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Right. And I'm not really big into those long movie watches unless I'm at the theater to watch it.
Sure.
So Lawrence of Arabia, I've never seen that. I've got it. I just never watched it.
Those are an investment. You have to be in the right mindset to say, I'm going to watch a long movie. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I get it. Totally get it.
But I do need to watch it. It's a classic.
Yeah. We got a buddy, Chris, that's kind of on some of our shows here, and he's yet to see Jaws, so he's got to get on that too.
Yeah, I've seen all those.
14.
How about number 86?
All right. Well, this is a great follow-up question. How do you choose which movie to watch?
Oh man. Well, like I said, I watch a movie a day, and I do work. So I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't get home till about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So I do watch a lot of people's channels and live streams and things. So I just kind of plan my week based on what's being released that week. I try to watch new releases. So if I got a busy day, I try to keep the movies under 90 minutes. And then on the weekends, I plan for the longer movies.
Sure.
So yeah, it's just, but I guess really based off what's released during the week and the time that I have to watch a movie.
Yeah, cool.
So I do keep stacks. I do keep stacks near the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Ones I know that I want to see first.
I've had this idea, like I need to start kind of doing that, at least watch something a day or every other day. I've got this idea though that I want to start with whatever movie I start with. the next movie has to have someone in it that was in that previous movie.
Oh,
and keep
that's a good idea.
cycling through. But
But you know what got me to start doing that was people would watch my videos and they would see the collection behind me, and they were thinking, "There's no way he could be watching all those movies." You know, a lot of them are still sealed up. A lot of them are. Yeah. Anyways, so just to prove to people that I could do it, I just started watching at least one a day.
Sure.
And then at the end of the month, I log every single thing that I watch is on Letterboxd. So at the end of the month, I'll just show what I watched during the month, and it's one of my videos I do each month. Cool. And I think that's helped people realize that I don't just collect; that I actually do enjoy watching films.
They're not just sitting there.
Right, they're just not sitting here.
All right, 15.
Let's go with number 33.
All right. Do you ever cry during movies?
Do I ever cry during movies? You know, it's very rare that I cry with anything. I'm not a very I don't cry. I guess that was the way I was brought up. Boys don't cry, but there have been movies that I've been to that I get choked up in, especially if it's something. Especially the older that I get, and with the family and everything. Yeah. You know, if I watch something like I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Father with crap, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Anthony Hopkins? Anyways, somebody that has dementia, or someone that has a family member that dies from like drug overdose, like A Beautiful Boy. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
I haven't. No.
But anything that I can relate to, because of family members, if I had grandparents that had Alzheimer's, that died of Alzheimer's, things like that movies that are done well enough that would make me choke up. But I'm not a big crier.
Right. Yeah, I noticed I would get more emotional with movies that had issues dealing with kids when I had the kids.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Or even some animals too, Yeah. You get a good movie that has a dog that dies in it, that'll kind of make you choke up.
For sure. Yeah. 16.
Let's go with 104.
104. All right. What movie never gets old, no matter how many times you've seen it?
Oh man, there's a lot. Like I said, you kind of go back to your nostalgic type movies. I would say something like, I know I've seen E.T. a lot. I saw E.T. during its theatrical release back in the 80s. I've seen it twice in the theater since then when they do anniversary releases. So to me, I think E.T. is probably one of those movies. Like you mentioned Jaws earlier. Jaws is another good one.
Yeah.
But E.T. is probably one that I've watched the most.
Yeah, Jaws is one of those where if it's not that I'm flipping channels much anymore these days, but if I was and it was on, I would probably just stop and finish it out. So yeah. Cool. 17.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with 87, the year I graduated.
Okay. Do you mind reading subtitles when you watch a foreign language film, or would you prefer it be dubbed into your own language?
So I've done both. Usually, if a film is dubbed, it's not done very well.
Right.
So I actually prefer reading subtitles. And sometimes there's films that are in English that I still turn the subtitles on because sometimes you just can't hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it just, if it's on the screen, I guess the older I get, that might be a little bit harder to hear, but sometimes just having the subtitles on there just helps, Plus it also keeps you focused on the movie and not on your phone or distracted. So I don't mind reading subtitles. I'd rather read subtitles than listen to a bad dubbed movie.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, this question came up before too, and I always thought, when they dub a movie, you don't get that emotion from the original language. So
I watched Train to Busan. Have you seen Train to Busan?
Yes.
So when I watched that, that's the one I watched that was dubbed, and I enjoyed the movie, but it kind of took me out of the movie because it wasn't done very well.
Right. Yeah.
The dubbing wasn't.
Sure. 18.
Let's go with number 38.
Okay. How do you cope? This kind of came up before, but you may have some other things too. How do you cope with the stresses of life?
Oh,
We know hiking, but anything else that helps?
So I'm a pretty. I don't get stressed. I've kind of grown out of being stressed.
Sure.
There's times on my job that I get stressed, but just coming home and leaving my work at work, and when I get home, I don't focus on that. I do like to walk and exercise, so that kind of helps with stress. But I don't let things get to me. I just stay positive.
I had an issue with that a long time ago, and it was weird. It was almost like I just flipped a switch and I said, I'm not going to let crap bother me like that anymore. Yeah. And
it's your mindset.
Yeah, it was very helpful to do that way.
Yes.
So, because you really, as much as you stress, you really can't change things. So
no, you can't. So. And if you really keep your attitude positive, I mean, it'll just make the world of difference.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you're down in the dumps all the time, you're going to be stressed.
Oh yeah. All right, 19.
Let's go with number 44.
Okay. What tech tools play the biggest role in your life?
What tech tools?
Yes.
Oh man. So I've been in I've been an IT person for the past 25 years.
Okay.
So we use a lot of tools. To me, I think the biggest help for us is remote control access to computers. So I work for the second largest school district in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And we have 118 schools.
Mm-hmm.
And we work in a central office. So just being able to remote into a computer to assist someone, that's a big help.
Oh, yeah.
That and a cell phone. I guess pretty much you can't live without a cell phone nowadays.
Sure.
Especially if you're into social media and you're on Instagram all the time or whatever. It's nice to have a phone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
the phone is a big deal. And it's so weird. I remember going through college, and by the time I finished college, we still really didn't have good internet.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a little bit of email, and that was about it. So,
yeah.
But it's so much has changed in the past 20 years. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Number 20.
Let's go with number 2.
Number 2. All right, here we go. What is the most you were willing to spend on a single physical media purchase?
Oh, wow. Well, as you can tell, I spend quite a bit. I do love a good bargain, though. If you can save money, you get to buy more stuff, right?
Yes.
But there's definitely been occasions where I've spent 70 in the 70 price range for something that wasn't even worth that price.
Right.
So I'm going to say probably $50 for maybe like a nice steel book. So anything over $50, I really have to think about. Sure. So I think $50 is a good price range for something that's extravagant.
So I'm assuming you wouldn't spend $300 for an out of print title.
I would really not want to do that. I usually just my thing that I do is I go on eBay and I locate the items that I want. Mm-hmm. And then I set the watch thing on it to where each morning I get an email of the new ones that get listed, and I look for the cheapest price. And if it gets to a certain point and it's something I really want, then I'll snag it and get it. But I don't just go buy it just because I want to have it. I'll try to get the best price.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah. All right, we're down to the last 5. Kind of flown through these. Number 21.
Let's go with number 93.
All right.
That's the year my son was born.
Oh, wow. If you were asked to list, if you're asked to do a list of your top 50 movies, what are 3 or 4 of the movies that'll make that list?
E.T., The Empire Strikes Back,
Okay.
Beetlejuice, Gremlins, and Top Gun. Those are movies that I can think of from the 80s. That's where my mind goes. It's always nostalgic. 80s, 90s. So
Yeah.
those would be the ones I think of.
Okay, cool. Good variety there.
I didn't list any horror movies. I do like a good horror movie too.
Oh, cool. Cool. Number 22.
Let's go with number 50.
Number 50. I'm glad to hear you like a good horror movie. Maybe we can get you on for a horror roundtable or something sometime. That'd be
Okay,
cool.
yeah, sure.
Now, this can be anything, but what would you wait in line for?
What would I wait in line for? Well, another big thing that I like to do is my family loves to go to amusement parks,
Okay.
and we love going to ride all these roller coasters, the top roller coasters in the U.S. So I've waited in lines for that. If you ever go to an amusement park, you're going to wait in lines.
Sure.
And to me, it's worth it, especially if you're with a good group of people that you can have conversation with while you're waiting in line. So I think maybe to ride a good roller coaster, I would wait in line for that.
Okay, awesome.
I don't like waiting in lines, though. That's for sure.
Right. 23.
Let's go with 128.
All right. Are ghosts real?
Are ghosts real? I do believe that there are spirits. You watch all these paranormal type films.
Mm-hmm.
They've got these reality shows, ghost hunters and that kind of stuff. I enjoy those type of things. To me, I think there are such things as like spirits.
Sure.
I guess I would consider that like a ghost. Yeah, I think ghosts are real.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're the first one to think that, but I'm
Really?
kind of with you. I think there's something out there.
Yeah, there's got to be
I've
something.
had some weird experiences. So
I've seen people. I've seen people possessed by. I've seen someone that's been possessed before.
oh wow.
I know that sounds weird, but I grew up. Anyways, I believe in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
24.
Let's go with number 107.
107. All right. Name a remake of a movie or a song or both that you can't stand and why.
Oh man. They're doing they got a lot of remakes out nowadays. I think what comes to my mind is the terrible looking Freddy Krueger from that Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that they did.
Yeah.
Freddy looked terrible in that. I think that's probably one that I can think of off the top of my head that didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
Okay. You got a song cover that you hate? Just out of curiosity.
Nothing that I can really think of. I'm not a big music listen. I don't listen to much music.
Okay, cool. Number 25, the last question.
Okay, so I saved number 150 for last. So I started with number 1. I thought I'd leave it off with 150.
You did the exact same thing as the guy earlier. So.
Oh, did he do the same thing?
Yeah, well, that's cool. Okay, what is your favorite non-movie or media-related YouTube channel and why?
So every Sunday morning, there is a video that comes out from Justin Brown, Primal Video.
Okay.
And he goes over editing techniques. So anybody that has a YouTube channel and has to edit videos, to me, this is one of those things that I like to watch each week. he does a editing video. Maybe tells you what the best tool is to use for editing certain videos. Maybe the best deal that you can spend on camera equipment. So it's kind of a tech type channel, but he only puts out one video every Sunday, and that's the only time he puts out videos. So I always look forward to checking that out on Sunday mornings.
Okay, cool.
Justin Brown Primal Video.
Awesome. I almost got like goosebumps when you said every Sunday morning, because every Sunday morning this YouTuber I like named Traveling Robert, he's this Cuban guy that goes cross country in his RV. I thought you were going to go Traveling Robert, and I was about to lose my crap.
So. Because you thought maybe I had seen him before. Yeah, it's kind of weird though when you talk about non-movie related channels. A lot of people don't. I mean, I don't know. To me, I always watch the movie community the most.
Sure.
So it's nice to kind of watch something different. And I'm in the tech field, so I like to watch a good editing video or something like how to use Canva to make your thumbnails and anything that can kind of help with your channel.
Definitely. I've always felt like I was a lifelong learner. I like to learn how to do new things and stuff like that. So
I kind of like watching those. I like anything to do with hiking the Appalachian Trail, outdoors type stuff, theme park type channels where they do like a point of view on a roller coaster or whatever. Just something different. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you made it. You survived the Inquisition.
It
wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So
it's a really good idea.
Well, I appreciate it. And we're going to keep the guests coming. Got some more planned. We're going to get those lined up and get them shot and all that good stuff. But I want to thank you so much for being on.
Yes, thank you.
Had an awesome time. You're an awesome dude to have on. And like I said, one of these days we'll do maybe in October we can do a horror roundtable. We'll have you on talk about favorite horror movies. So.
During October, I do a video every single day for the 31 days of Halloween.
Oh, nice.
So that'd be something that will be coming up on my channel, 31 days of videos based on the Halloween season. So I enjoy those kind of things.
Awesome. Well, I thank you so much. And anybody that is new to Tony and Basement Blues, make sure you go check out the description here and give him a like. And if you're a fan of this video, if you're new here, appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that good stuff that comes with it. And as I said, we'll be having more of these. And check out the past episodes. There's some awesome guests on already. So,
yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Well, I thank you, and I thank you guys in the chat for keeping it lively. And until we see you next time here on the channel, take it easy.